Hi, Deanna. Give me a hug. Oh,
How are you, sugar?
I'm doing great. I know you're doing well. You're having a great day
I am. I'm having a really good day.
because I am speaking with Deanna Price, the 2025 U.S. Women's Hammer National Champion. Running it back, you were national champion in the trials in 21, had a little bit of a drought of that national title, but you bounced back. I've been watching you this whole season, Deanna, and I gotta say, this is the best shape I think I've ever seen you in since 19 and 21. I was like, this might be the day. Deanna, you got it done. 78 meters, two throws over 78 meters, round one, round six. How do you feel about today's competition?
Oh, it's really excited. Being able to throw and execute, Coach Lambert and we had a game plan. And, I remember the first throw, I missed it on three and it still went out 78. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I tried a little too hard and that's okay. It happens. But I had to kind of reset, rebuild into the throws, which I really enjoyed because then I was able to really feel the ball. And I have been working so hard on just trying to get in shape and trying to just be healthy. And, I've lost about 30 pounds since last year and it's been hard. It's been hard, but I think a big thing is, I tore my hamstring tendon in May of last year. I didn't know it until after Paris. And because I would have one practice, it'd be glorious. The next day I couldn't walk or like it would just, it feel like something biting me in the butt cheek, or my next day practice would be terrible. And so, walking away with 11th, I took about a month off from the after the Olympics because I needed time to let not only I didn't know I was injured, but I needed my mind to heal from that experience, and that's okay. I had a lot of wine in Paris after that, so that's pretty good. I'm like a little coping mechanism there, not a healthy one. Would not recommend it, but after that, we ended up getting the hamstring fixed. We had to take another month off once we found out it was tore. And then we found out my blood pressure was like 185 over like 125. So the doctor was like, you have to fix this. And he goes, if not, it's not, if you have a stroke, it's when you have a stroke. So I said, okay. And we had to really take care of our health and what we're going to do and what I'm eating and how I'm approaching. And just, we had to lose weight. We had to. And, it's not like I'm out of shape or was out of shape. It's just that I had to be able to get into a position where I was able to feel good. My body wasn't in a constant fight or flight mode. So it was nice. It feels nice to kind of be in this position. Right now I weigh like 228 pounds I weighed this morning, so that's the lightest I've been since 2018, so I feel really good.
Take me back. So you've realized that you had a hamstring injury following the Olympics. What was the rehab like that for?
It was grueling. We had to do a PRP shot, and they brought me up to Colorado Springs. I stayed there for a little bit, and it was constant, a lot of BFR training, a lot of BFR. And, I try to post a lot on my social media to show kind of what I've been doing, and because not only am I doing my heavy lifts, but then I'm also midweek working on BFR of like fast active, box step-ups, trap bar, drives, and then doing, single leg work and with blood flow restriction. And it's been pretty amazing to see like the strength come back. Like it will never always be 100%, but with the BFR training, it's, my husband can tell the difference between like if I did it or if I didn't, because of like, he does this little like pumping before we get going, and he adjusts me and he'll get in there and he'll be like, work it. And he can tell, he'd be like, okay, your right hamstring's feeling weaker this time. Today we might need to just, go back, do some BFR training, and come back and attack it tomorrow. So it's definitely just kind of really being in tune with my body of what we've been doing.
Gotcha. I heard in another interview that you were saying this is like the best you felt since 2019 when you won the world championship. How would you compare the type of training you were doing then to lead to those results versus the training you're doing now?
So then I was doing a lot of running, I was doing a lot of sprinting, but with the ankle, I still cannot do that and I can't approach that. But what I am doing now is speed sets and making how fast can I move a heavy object. And we've been working a lot on like the central nervous system and trying to just get my body kind of revved up and getting it going. But how small can I get but how strong can I keep the power? and just making sure, like, as long as I'm doing that, then we're killing it. And I think, working with JC and him, like, understand, it's crazy because the disconnect from the surgeries and everything that I've had, this season I actually feel that I can drive that right leg down and being able to attack it, which I haven't been able to feel since 2019 when I tore when I had a partial tear in my hip labrum at that year. And so to me, it just was a constant battle, but right now, body-wise, feeling pretty solid, feeling good, and I'm excited about the position that I'm in and going into Tokyo.
It sounds like you're in really good spirits right now, Deanna. I was talking with Brooke earlier, and even overheard this, you said this to Paulie earlier about how you have a sports psychologist, and Brooke was talking about after her performance from trials last year, she invested in her team to get a sports psychologist. How has the mental approach changed over the last few years of your career?
Oh, 100%. So I've always been a very mentally strong athlete. I've always have been where, coach would look at me and say, be a white tiger, excuse my language, be a bitch, like get in there. That was John Smith, like, let's go. Like he'd come over and he'd hit me. I'd be like, ah! And, but now, like, I've done this for a while. I've been through the ropes. I've been through the highs and the lows, and I've had to definitely take account of myself mentally on being healthy and realizing that track isn't all be all. You have to have a balance of life and enjoy what you're doing as well. God has given me such a bright light, and I credit Julie 100% because after Paris, I took a month off, and I remember my first competition. I had heart palpitations. I was sweating. I was so nervous, and I knew I needed to do something after. And it was an indoor meet, and I remember reaching out to Julie Partridge at SIUC, my old, she used to work with our athletes back then, so I reached out to her, and she's been working with me on the mentality and the aspects of, you cannot, like, your mind is just like another muscle. You have to get it reps. You have to be able, because trauma is a thing. And, even during like high pressure situations, I'll start feeling my hip. And I'll be like, I haven't felt my hip all year. And then I talked to Julia, she's like, this is just your body going back to a position of stress, where that's where it knew how to respond. What was that before? So, she has been glorious. She's like, when I'm nervous, she goes, nervous and excitement is the exact same feeling. She goes, literally in the nervous response, like whenever they put the cords and everything on and how your brain operates it, nervousness and excitement is the exact same response on how your brain is operating. It's just how you are interpreting it. And so for me, like when I'm nervous now, I'm like, I'm not nervous, I'm excited. I'm excited about what I'm doing. I'm excited about the potential of what I can do again. And, and that's what I think has gotten me back to a really good position mentally and physically.
I think that's showing extreme growth and maturity on your end and even what I'm hearing from the rest of the throwers.
When you're done with college, that you leave with a good taste in your mouth that, like, man, like, I'm going to miss Mom Deanna, and I'm going to miss, Dad JC, because they are your kids. Your parents, I mean, I always get really teary because, like, I love my kids. And I think, every day I go to practice and I see them, and I'm very grateful because they, I get to give them wisdom and encouragement. And even though sometimes they drive me crazy, God, I just love those kids. And, to watch them develop and grow themselves, and not only, like I said, to be great throwers, to be good people, it's worth its weight in gold. And it makes my life so much better and happier because I know that whenever track is just for a time period, but I know that forever that they're gonna be my babies. They're forever gonna be my kids. And being out there, like the same way that I feel about John and Connie when I see them, like that's my mom and dad of track and field. And I hope to always be someone that my kids can call whenever they need me. And that's the point of having a support system. I was like, you build a family. You make sure that your kids are taken care of. I was like, it's hard. It's a hard job, but it's well worth it. I was like, I want them to be able to come to me and talk to me about anything and know that I'm on their side. And, and then I can go talk to my husband, and I can go talk to Coach John and Connie, and being able to just work all of us together as a team. And, there's times that I'll have my throwers, Petty in the hammer. This year she beat me twice. It was her 3-5 against my 5K, and she beat me, which was like, I was like, dang it, Petty. But it was good. We do a great job. We compete together, but it's a family unit that we work together. And I think that's the best thing is, like, we want to push you, but we don't want you to burn out of track. Like, track is such a family oriented sport, and I think one thing that I've learned about making so many teams and so many, it's just the beginning of where life is. It's like, and these relationships that you build now is something that's going to last forever. Be seeing your face just makes me happy in itself because I get so excited. And I mean, I'm just like, these people and you know what they've been through and you know the life. And I think it makes you feel grateful. And I just, like I said, just even seeing you makes me happy.
Oh man, it fills me with so much joy and love when I see you as well, Deanna. But one other thing, so something that's sort of, I was talking to other people around me during the competition, people that literally do not traditionally watch the throws. They might be distance fans, they might be sprints fans, but they were all surrounding the hammer ring watching. And they asked, and one guy was asking me, he's just like, I heard this is one of the best events this weekend. It's just like, can you give me, and I was giving him the rundown of each of the athletes, what your performances were and all that, and he seemed so excited, and especially when you launched the throw of 78 on your first round, he seemed so excited. Everyone in the stands was super excited. But what I think it shows is the quality of the women's hammer has exploded in the last 5 years. And I just want to say this, you were the front runner of that. You were the first woman to really break through on the international stage when you won Worlds in 2019. What is it like seeing the sport progress to where it is now, where it was mainly you were standing atop the podium, and now you have Brooke, you have now Rachel, you have Annette, you have Janae, and we had Annette who won the silver medal last year in the Olympics. What is it like seeing the sport evolve as you've progressed through your career?
It's amazing, because before all of us, we had Amanda Bingston, Gwen Berry, Geneva McCall, oh my gosh, Jessica Crosby. We had and to see it grow and grow, there's going to be a time that, it was amazing. I was the first to ever medal in the event, and it's been an honor. Now I have 2 out of the, I think, 5 World Championship medals. And I am so, so grateful, but there's many, many, many more to come from the United States. And to see it grow and see the kids get excited, and I know that hopefully, all of our jobs, Rachel, Brooke, me, Janae, Annette, is to pave just a little bit farther. So then the next generation can do even better. The more that we push and we get better, we get better funding, we get better opportunities. And honestly, the USATF Foundation has been fantastic with that for us. And that's why I feel like you're seeing all these great, I think it took 70 meters to make it into the meet. Or it was 69 for 15th was 69 meters. That's insane. I was and to see that grow and having, I think, 7 women over 75 meters. Just from the United States. It's such a powerhouse and it's such a good event, and you have to be ready for USAs. And, I think it's such a great opportunity that you get to see this and you see these kids that are coming up that are just right behind, and you're going to be seeing some great throws. And I think, for me throwing 80-31, I think, hopefully, fingers crossed, I throw a little further than that. I have good feelings. I was watching these kids come up, hitting 81s, 82s is going to be something that's coming in the future. And I think I'm really excited to hopefully be a part of it, but also be able to watch that happen and develop.
I 100% agree with you that you are not done and there's more in the tank. Final question, what are your plans leading into Tokyo? Anything different you might be doing that's different from your previous approach to majors, or is it just business as usual?
It is definitely business as usual. We're actually staying here a little bit longer than usually. I'm on the plane the next day, go home. We're doing our heavy lift here, but I'm taking it more of an approach, I'm still aggressive. I'm still executing what we have been working on. And it's, it's keeping the ball up and back. It's staying on the right. We've been doing a straight up. I used to do, left and right arm throws. Those haven't been working so great for me this season. And then, now I can actually feel the right driving. So keeping that right knee down and driving it through. So as long as I'm able to consistently throw that and able to now let the ball stretch, I think you're going to be seeing something even bigger, hopefully, in the next couple meets.
I love it, Deanna. Congratulations.
Thank you.